my name is Jessica Traynor and I have had the absolute pleasure of judging this year's Waterford Poetry Prize. I was really amazed by the ambition, the uniqueness, the scope and the passion of the work that came my way, which made the process incredibly enjoyable but also really difficult. But today I have the honour of announcing our three wonderful winners, and I'm going to start with our third place prize winner, Roisin Leggett-Bohan. Roisin was a runner-up for the Patrick Kavanagh Award in 2024, and she's been shortlisted for the Alpine Fellowship Poetry Prize and Aesthetica Creative Writing Award. Her work features in Poetry Ireland Review, The Stinging Fly, the Manchester Review, Banshee, Magba and many more. Several of her poems are published in Beginnings Over and Over from Daedalus Press. She was awarded a literature bursary from the Arts Council and holds an MA in creative writing from UCC. We've awarded her third prize for her poem, If I Were From Mandalore, lifted by a gargantuan raptor. And the reason that this poem really spoke to me is that a lot of beautiful poems about end-of-life care came our way in this competition, but this one really stood out. It introduces this wonderful interweaving of the banal, sad everyday of the hospital with the strange, surreal colour and vividness of Star Wars. So I'm very delighted that Roisin sent us this poem and that we've been able to award it third prize. And I'm going to read it for you now. If I were from Mandalore, lifted by a gargantuan raptor, I would watch my other self from above, swapping beds, dabbing lips, swabbing dry the lap of a foundling. Dear armourer, please forge me a Mandalorian breastplate, so I can sit beside my mother's hospital bed as she wears thin pallor that accentuates her cheekbones, sutures in and out of memory, casting me as other, not daughter. It punctures me to think I'd adopt the folded up lady opposite who has dropped her sippy cup, has trouble twisting the cap off her miniature Vaseline pot. If I were from Mandalore, lifted by a gargantuan raptor, I would hoist my mother up beyond the catheters and screeching monitors to the sacred pools of the living waters, bathe her sinewed body, her lungs, her heart, her head, reclaimed from exile. Dear armourer, grant her a helmet made of Beskar, gift her the dark saber, that she may throw the covers from her bed, swat her pills to the floor so they fall like rosary beads, grab her toothbrush, her radio, kick her walking frame and say, I'm done with this, let's go. Our second prize goes to Jackie Gorman from Athlone. Her work has been widely published in journals such as Poetry Ireland Review, The Honest Ulsterman, The Lonely Crowd and others. Her debut collection was published in 2019 by Onslaught Press in the UK and described in Poetry Ireland Review as an engrossing and ecologically attuned debut. She has a Master's in Poetry Studies from DCU and was a 2024 recipient of the John Broderick Emerging Writers Bursary. She has previously received the Listowel Writers' Week Single Poem Award and was part of the Poetry Ireland Introduction Series. What I loved about Anaphora by Jackie Gorman was how it shows us the beautifully textured dreams, ideas and emotions that can come to us through the subconscious and how they can be explored through an ecological lens. This is eco-poetry that also offers deep insights into the human heart while offering us truly vivid imagery and a sublime last line. Anaphora 1. This is the place of the unconscious where you speak of the lucid dream in which you bash your ex-husband's skull in with a lump hammer. The spilled blood is crimson, just like the Schwarz Riesling you drank one warm summer evening in Pfalz. 2. This is the place of the unconscious where you feel the top of your head opening with a satisfying loud clunk. Like twisting the cap off an airtight jar in which you stored peppers for the winter. Then you remember you don't like peppers. There's a pop when you speak of the dream where you have hurried awkward sex with a stranger in a dark hallway. He has yellow eyes and the horizontal pupils of an Icelandic goat. 4. This is the place of the unconscious, which brings a memory of sudden rain and shelter under a blackthorn tree in the woods near Craigduff with your father. Mesmerized by clouds and thunder, remembering the rag tree, its bark wounded by coins covered in ribbons and rosaries. A lone soother hangs from a low branch. 5. This is the place of the unconscious. You come out of the shadows holding a small red tack hammer. It is as light as a child's heart. You tap on your bedroom window. The tapping sounds like hungry birds, they want to get in. The glass smashes, and all you can hear are tiny stone chat hearts bursting open. And finally, first place on the Waterford Poetry Prize 2025 goes to David McLaughlin from Ballincollig in Cork. He's the prize-winning author of 3 collections of poetry from Salmon Poetry, most recently Crash Centre, shortlisted for the 2025 Pigott Prize. His writing has been widely published in Poetry Ireland Review, Lit Hub, Poetry Foundation, and many other journals in Ireland and the USA. His writing has been translated into Spanish, Bulgarian, and German. He's received recognition and support in the form of prizes, grants, and fellowships from the Arts Council, the Suwannee Writers' Conference, the Patrick Kavanagh Awards, the Catherine and Patrick Kavanagh Fellowship, and a teaching fellowship from New York University. The winning poem of the Waterford Poetry Prize 2025 is West Cork Model Railway Village, Clonakilty. I was immediately drawn to this poem for a number of reasons, and in fact it was one of the earlier submissions that I read, but it stuck in my head and I kept coming back to it again and again. With this poem, I was immediately struck by the epigraph from Patrick Kavanagh's poem Innocence, and also the cinematic quality of the work, which journeys back into memory in this inexorable and elusive way, which binds together things as diverse as Reebok high-top trainers and Elizabeth Bowen's The Last September. There is an entire world encapsulated in this poem, full of dialogue and vivid imagery, and I really feel that this one just sets itself apart in a way that's kind of hard to define until you hear it yourself. It's a clear, distilled, emotional journey suffused with autumn light. West Cork Model Railway Village, Clonakilty, and the epigraph reads, I cannot die unless I walk outside these white-thorn hedges. From Innocence by Patrick Kavanagh. We step into an actual train. Luggage rack, brown leather bench, my daughter hides under. She laughs, then fades. You can't travel back beyond your birth in this poem. The space she was in becomes brogues, then ankles. Of a teaching inspector, there's also high-top white Reeboks, black suede shoes with stacked crepe soles. Countryside starts unspooling in a rhythm that syncopates, throws me. Night and burnt diesels coming in the gap that never quite closes. Change at Ballybrophy, the inspector intones, cranking tickets out of a black box with an array of buttons like a melodeon, a plot machine. Press red, and the closeted priest cools his cheek against condensation and sighs. Press yellow, the old lady catches my eye. Mild night, not too cold. Are you going into the city? Ah, the village. Where did you say you were from? Dad's in the Big Benz. I overtalk his silence. The ESB ad where the father and son drive home from the train already soundtracks me at 21. Dusty Springfield with, I think I'm going back to the things I learned so well in my youth. My dead mother's preparing dinner, sipping her first glass of Sauvignon. Add mother twins mum, as they turn down the roast, turn on the immersion, slip in the hot water bottle. Ad son runs to hug ad mum. The first night I regress into home comforts, till agoraphobia choruses stage Irish voices. Are you Protestant? You sound English. Are you American? Where are you from? They're not to be questioned, Thady. They root back before Noah in these townlands, my country. Who am I? I'm a character in the last September, escaping into a place outside Ireland. Only Ireland if I walk back outside these gates. Darkness fades. My daughter reappears. We exit into sunlight, into the village living inside me.